Welcome back to Roomies Talkin Movies. This week we're talking about What If?
What if what?
Oh.
The show,
We
not the...
freaking nailed it, man.
Knew you guys were going to do that. Just trying to cut that off beforehand. But if you have forgotten or are new to this, I am Danan. Along with me are my beautiful, wonderful co-host Jackson.
Good morning.
And Camden.
Me boo.
And sometimes here and there we find a show or small project that we'll do a YouTube video on instead of doing a whole episode on. We're back with What If, which asks the question of the title. I realize that's a bit of a redundant statement now that I'm saying it out loud, but it's interesting. It's pretty much an anthology series where they just change one thing and it changes everything. And let's waste no time and jump into the first one, Jackson. What if Peggy Carter was Captain America?
She'd be a total badass, that's what.
Yeah, no, Peggy definitely is more openly fine with murdering people than Steve was in the first movie.
She killed so many
She uses a lot of
people.
guns.
So many guys died from broken necks.
Yeah.
This is, and I don't want to be rude, it's not like the laziest, but it's the simplest of the episodes.
Right.
It is literally, hey, you want to see Captain America, the First Avenger, told in 30 minutes? And it just goes through it.
Yeah, they get through that thing really quickly. But, I mean, they also, do it in a way that makes sense. And they also have some, interesting plot points. Like how she worked with Tony Stark's father. And stuff like that, and how Steve wasn't a super soldier, but they made use of him.
Mm-hmm. As Iron Man, I thought that was nice.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Iron Man, that was super weird, guys, because Tony Stark is supposed to be Iron Man.
Yeah, bit of a weird
game
contrast
on us this time, dude.
Bit of a what if I'm being honest.
Bit of a what if.
Oh my God, Jackson. You were sitting on that one for a while. Let's talk voice acting. Everyone is back as their characters except for half of the people in this first episode.
Yeah, not everyone, buddy. It's weird.
Almost it's just Sebastian Stan and Haley Atwell.
Yeah.
I love Sebastian Stan. What the fuck is Bucky in this episode?
Useless.
No, I mean like the freaking 50s quotes he's saying in there.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It didn't
50s,
even feel like Sebastian Stan. It was odd.
They're packed in, they're tighter than a can of sardines. Bucky, what the fuck are you talking about?
Danan, have you never seen a can of sardines and how packed together they are?
No, I get
you clearly don't understand the complexities of sardine packing.
It's still funny just to hear that you can tell that there's a difference in like people who can act and people who can voice act and people who can do both.
Yeah.
Some can, some can't. We'll get more into that in the later episodes, but in this first one, very cut and paste. We get a weird and this is what happens when I talk in this way, kind of Howard Stark, but that it sounds nothing like how he does in the first movie.
Yeah. But I mean,
oh, Danan, you forgot to mention, but all of this is canon. As a result of the Loki series.
Yes. I mean, we talked about it in our podcast, Roomies Talkin Movies, where you can get the latest and greatest comic book and movie news and reviews out weekly on Wednesdays. Jesus, that was seamless. But we talked about that. This is all canon. Even if it doesn't happen in the real MCU, happens in a MCU.
That's
Although, wouldn't
confusing.
it be called the MCM?
Yeah, I was going to say, shouldn't we be calling it the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse?
That would make more sense.
Man Crush Monday.
Maybe that's why
they don't want to do that.
They're straying away from Man Crush Monday because people would get confused. Red Skull's in this and dies for about as quickly as he's in this episode.
It was so funny the way that he died. I loved when he died.
Big old tentacle monster comes out. Could possibly be Shuma Gorath, which is a random D-list Doctor Strange villain. But hey, multiverse, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange movie coming out in March. Multiverse, it might be a connection.
Wait, really? Doctor Strange deals with the multiverse?
He does what?
He's just going mad. He's just mad about it.
Oh, true. He's pretty pissed.
Anything else you want to touch on for episode 1?
I thought it was a good way to introduce the concept of the show without going super crazy. It was pretty crazy, but it wasn't way out there, I guess. It was kind of one thing changed and then it caused all these other effects. It wasn't a super big change though, I guess.
Right. And they didn't do the whole, she got stuck in the ice. No, she risked herself to go through a portal where I guess time worked differently, right? And then comes out and then she's way old and everyone's dead.
I mean, she's not way old. She's the exact same. She's just in the future. Which is how do the Avengers work now with Peggy Carter in that timeline? Guess we'll find out later.
Definitely not in episode 2.
Not in episode 2. Episode 2, more like episode too good to be just one episode. Maybe should have made a whole series about this. What if T'Challa was Star-Lord?
Pretty great episode.
It was
Chef's
awesome.
kiss.
You know, you got to see a lot of the titular characters in the MCU, such as Thanos being a good guy, Howard the Duck.
That was so funny.
And some other characters that I
Hot
think
Nebula?
Nebula. I didn't see Gamora. She wasn't there, was she?
No, I'm sure that's going to be an issue later. But yeah, everything seems to work out better if T'Challa was in space.
Except
which just makes me sad.
The end. It didn't work out better.
Jackson, what kind of review are you doing where we're just going straight to the end?
Well, I mean, it's kind of important, you know.
Yeah, at the end, not right now, dude.
Okay, then let's continue. Thanos is a good guy. He keeps talking about genocide, and people are like, "Isn't that genocide?" And he's like, "No, it's efficient." And then everyone laughs.
He's like, "No, guys, it's really good."
I really liked how Korath was a super big Star-Lord fanboy instead of being like, "Who is Star-Lord?" Right. And he was like super comedic in this episode, which I thought was really great. Every single person in this episode is voiced by their actor. You got James Gunn's brother. You have Michael Rooker. You have Josh Brolin, Karen Gillan, freaking Kurt Russell, and the goddamn king himself, Chadwick Boseman, who gives a fantastic performance in this episode as well.
Fantastic. It's I think it was either today or yesterday was his 1-year anniversary of his death. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. But God, was he good in this.
Oh, yeah.
It's not... sucks. But man, do they make up for it. There's so many emotional scenes in just this 32-minute episode regarding like the character of T'Challa. But it was like, it's about T'Challa, but it was about Chadwick. But it was cool to see such an interesting episode on top of it being like his final outing as the character. Although we still have 3 more episodes of him, so... And yeah, we still have plenty more Black Panther.
Right, yeah. But this episode focused on the villain, the Collector, right? He has a lot of things that I guess make him really powerful.
You would assume that he'd like collect those things, right, Jackson?
Collects things. The real question of this episode is, what if the Collector did fun CrossFit?
The Collector was ripped,
giant.
Oh my god! And he was worthy apparently. Did you see the Thor hammer was like, you know, not just on the floor? Someone was worthy.
Someone was worthy and able to pick that up. But yeah, great fights and everything like that. They did a nice little twist of Yondu keeping the truth from Star-Lord. Instead of it being like, oh, Ego was your dad and was going to kill you. It was that Yondu liked hanging out with T'Challa so much that he wanted to keep him in space with him.
Yeah, and T'Challa even goes back to his family at the end, and then everything is right.
Except for the ending, which you wanted to talk about, Jackson.
Right. So at the ending, we see, what was it, like a Wendy's or something?
Like a Dairy Queen or something like that.
Some fast food chain of something, and then it's just Peter Quill listening to his music. Ego comes up and says something like, you know, it's finally time, my son, and then he, you know, does the whole hijacking the energy and then is gonna blow up the world.
You know, it happens.
Terraform the world. You know, what was supposed to happen in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, but then he was foiled by a stupid guy.
Stupid bomb in the head. But yeah, really strong episode. Probably my favorite of the 3 we've seen so far.
It's only 3. It's not that many to compare it to.
Easily the best one, I'd say.
I'd say it's pretty good.
Although, who's runner up?
I think episode
number 3.
That one of you was
going to talk about it?
No, it's fine. I'll just jump into it.
No, I'll get it.
Okay,
Loki dies.
All right. Well, I'll jump into this one then.
Okay.
The next one is, what if Earth lost its mightiest heroes? Now, in the MCU, and what a lot of people who are like super big in the MCU, they call the events of Iron Man 2, Thor, and Incredible Hulk Fury's big week, because they supposedly all took place within the same week in like the timeline of the MCU. So it starts off with the scene from Iron Man 2 where Nick Fury talks to Tony in the donut shop, and he's like, "Hey, you're poisoned." And then when Black Widow goes to inject Tony with the small antidote that stops the poisoning for a little bit, what happens, Jackson?
He dies.
Dies. And how, you might ask? You won't know until the last 5 minutes of the episode.
which we'll get into in just a second. But afterwards, we take a trip to which movie?
Was it the Thor movie?
It was the Thor movie.
Right. So you got Hawkeye working for S.H.I.E.L.D. Thor's hammer has crashed down to Earth. He's beating up all the guys. That one agent has a huge crush on Thor. He's like, wow, that guy has some nice hair.
Coulson, it's funny. Coulson has a crush on every Avenger.
Right. Thor's about to pick up his hammer. Fury gives the order to not shoot. He wants to see what happens. Hawkeye shoots and kills.
But Hawkeye's like, no, guys, I swear I didn't shoot.
He was like, I didn't...
It's his arrow, guys. So.
And then when Nick Fury goes, all right, Hawkeye, why'd you shoot? Hawkeye doesn't answer, because he's already dead.
He's dead. They all keep dying. Do you see the trend here?
Who's killing all these Avengers? That's what Nick Fury said. He's like, what the heck is going on?
I had so many Avengers. Now I have no Avengers, man.
That's what he was talking. That's what he was saying. But
and
then Black Widow's on a side mission.
Side fun little mission.
The weirdest part of this episode. What if Edward Norton's Bruce Banner was played by Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
We go to the scene from the Incredible Hulk movie where Hulk fights the military on that college campus, but it's just beforehand. Black Widow talks to Betty Ross, Hulk's girl, and then right before she leaves, she's like, I gotta find Bruce Banner. Oh wait, he's right here. And then
he's hiding in a cabinet.
Mark Ruffalo comes out, being Mark Ruffalo, and he goes, hey guys, I don't think we should fight.
Then he gets shot.
And
he goes angry.
But it's okay because the Hulk can't die, right, Jackson?
Oh, right. The Hulk is pretty much invincible. Just kidding. He can be killed in the worst possible way. Like, he literally implodes from the inside. It's kind of disgusting.
I feel like it's exploding.
He turned into a gas. Why did he turn into a gas?
They didn't want to
use a bunch of blood. I think it was blood.
Yeah.
It literally was a gas, though.
Yeah, I'm saying that's how they wanted to depict blood, because they didn't actually want to show blood.
They should have, if it was realistic, but whatever.
Yeah, in my headcanon, Hulk died gruesomely and he bled out.
Yeah, and in episode 1, whenever Peggy Carter shoots someone, they should just have blood spurting out instead of
I think we should hear the bones snapping whenever she punches someone in the chest. I think that'd be a nice touch.
I'd be okay with that.
Can we get like a Mortal Kombat inside their body?
Every single hit is like an X-ray.
Exactly.
But then who do we discover is killing them all?
We find out that it's Hope. It's all Hope.
That's what Black Widow says before she's murdered.
By none other than Nick Fury tries to call Captain Marvel first. We get a bit of a pull away from the twist.
A little tease.
And then Loki shows up. Things are getting really crazy because they think Earth killed Thor, but it's really this random mystery murderer.
And so Nick Fury and Loki team up.
And they find out who's the killer, Camden. I feel like you want to tell us.
Hank Pym.
What the f***?
Yeah, what the f***? As the Wasp.
It's Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jackets are wasps. Shut up, Danan. Anyways.
No, Yellow Jacket, the MCU villain.
Yellow Jackets are wasps. Dude, how many times do we have to go over this?
Well, I know that, but that's like saying that like...
You're being so needy today, dude.
All right, just continue.
Stop being needy.
But anyways, we find out that in this universe... Hank's daughter Hope was killed working for S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hank is very upset.
Very mad.
So he goes around, kills all the Avengers. Nick Fury fights him and is actually winning very hard. And that's the moment where I was like, that's not Nick Fury, that's Loki. And it was. It was Loki fighting Yellow Jacket.
As Nick Fury.
As Nick Fury. He was disguised, god of mischief and all, he can do that.
Yeah. And then Loki took over Earth because there were no Avengers to stop him.
In a day, too.
Yeah.
In a day. He did it in one day.
Just kind of took over. But then we're left with a little bit, another ending twist. That's what they've done in all three of them. They end with something and you're like, is this going to go anywhere? Probably not. But we end with Captain Marvel showing up as Nick Fury finds Captain America's frozen body.
Two
and then
captains
she goes,
right there.
Where's the fight? And then she does one of those. She punches her hand. Like,
she punches
her
knuckles. And I was like, whoa, that looks like it hurts.
Whoa, a little too much. Calm down there.
You're in a pissed.
She's pissed. But anyways, and then it ends with a little bit of a twist. I have no idea what episode 4 is going to be. I think it's the Doctor Strange one, but I guess we'll have to see. The question I had for you all, do you think we'll see one or multiple versions of these characters from the What Ifs in the MCU films, like Doctor Strange?
I think we'll see a few. I think we'll see Captain Carter for sure. And that's pretty much it so far. I think we'll probably see more later down the line, but I think as of right now, the only one that we've seen that we're going to see again is Captain Carter.
I don't know what I would say, because I feel like it's hard to bridge the gap between an animated series and like a live action series. So would you think if they showed up in the Doctor Strange movie, they'd be live action?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that would be possible.
Yeah. It's not that difficult to like make it happen, because they did something similar in The Mandalorian, where a lot of characters that showed up in the animated series showed up in live action, and they just kind of went, and that's them now.
Yeah, whatever. Here's what they look like.
Yeah, this is what they look like. They might not look perfectly transitioned, but I think we'll see Captain Carter for sure. Maybe like an evil Doctor Strange. Maybe a few Marvel zombies. I guess we'll see. But cool. What do we think of this series so far?
I think they're doing a good job so far.
I really enjoy it, actually.
Good weekly television.
Yeah, and it's just nice to see all these different stories that don't really have much meaning, at least for now.
Yeah, it's good to like watch a Marvel show and not be like, how does this attribute to the rest of the overall universe?
I was just about to say,
like, there's no consequences. They can do whatever they want with these, and it's just it shows it's enjoyable.
But it's still canon, so who gives a?
I think like if this has enough popularity, they could do like these what ifs and make them like 3 episode arcs. Mm-hmm. They do it like 3 weeks is Captain Carter thing, and they like delve into him a little more, or just make these slightly longer.
I wish they would do that. Yeah, I think it should be like at least an hour.
Do you guys think they're going to do maybe more seasons where they expand on a few of these stories?
They already said in season 4. I mean, no, not season 4. In season 2, they're going to do phase 4 like focus stories.
Oh,
so
okay.
like maybe what if Sam never gave up the shield, or like something else? Maybe what if Bucky picked up the shield?
What if Bucky got the shield? That'd be kind of sick.
But I think we will come back to a few of these, not all of them. Like I don't think there's much to do.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
they should.
That would be a bad episode.
No,
why
good
haven't
episode.
They done that yet? What the fuck is going on?
Where are they at with
Episode 6.
this?
Look out for it, guys.
Jackson, go ahead and plug all of our socials.
So we got an Instagram at Roomies Talkin Movies. We got a Twitter at Roomies Movies. We have a YouTube channel, which you're probably listening to this on. Camden Powell, like, comment, subscribe. For every subscription, Danan will give you a kiss on the forehead. Personally,
it's true.
There's plenty more where that came from, baby.
And you can find our podcast on any platform where you do find podcasts.
Indeed.
Camden, go ahead. Did you already give the spiel of the YouTube things to?
Oh, of course we did. We did.
We will see you all in the next episode. Go ahead and let us know what you think about What If, and stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.
Ta ta.
See ya.